and we've got about 20-25 minutes of the slides. Then we're going to follow it up with some question and answer afterwards. So if you have any questions, you can just enter those into the question box, and we'll cover those at the end of the presentation. So feel free to ask anything you want on that one. And with that, Ryan, let me give you control of this. And there you go.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Ryan Erbstoser. I'm with Gateworks Corporation here, and I'm their field apps engineer. And today I'd like to just go ahead and give you guys a brief introduction about our company. We do wireless network process boards, and I assume you're all signed on here to learn a little bit more about us. So to get started, we are in California on the Central Coast here. We have our headquarters here. We do all our engineering. As you can see from the picture, we even have a large SMT line in-house. All of our manufacturing is done here in the USA. So you are buying a product made in the USA, which is very nice. So basically what Gateworks is, we manufacture and sell the network processor boards, especially for embedded wireless systems. The boards we're building are high-performance ARM-based multi-core. We can get very small form factor along with the low power. We specialize, in transmitting, receiving audio, video, and data. And we do focus on, being very rugged. So we're in a lot of different market segments, industrial, medical, communication, automotive, almost just everything you can imagine. The processor board here is kind of the heart of a wireless system. You still need your power supply, whether it be solar or AC coming off the wall or even off a power grid. You're going to have all your sensors that you may use, a temp sensor, anything else, and then the key also is the network interface. And we support a wide range of everything from mini PCI to mini PCI Express, all different frequencies, even cellular modems and GPS and everything. And we're at the heart of all that. Very flexible board to start getting you guys connected to the network. So here's just a quick couple slides about the different industries we're involved in. We do a lot of military with UAVs, and man packs are big, but we get a lot back into the just normal commercial with, say, vehicle tracking, your electric grid out there. Because our product's so rugged, we are used heavily in mining and everything, where those large vehicles are communicating with each other. Agriculture out there in all the fields, communicating with tractors and whatnot. Surveillance, hotspots, a lot of industrial automation. We are in quite a bit of military robots. First responder situations. We even have a few applications being used that get into a little bit of the consumer space with the smartphones and tablets. So basically, the market trends right now for the embedded design, we're seeing an increased requirement in performance and low power. We have our ARM-based multi-core with our DDR3 RAM. We focus on very small form factor, which I'll show you some of our boards here in a few more slides. We focus on and support some very high power radios. Some of these radios during transmit can draw up to 20 watts. We are able to support that, being very beefy in our power supplies and very rugged in all of our design. We can have ton of different connectivity options with expansion ports. As you can see, up to 24 mini PCIe, which is just a ton. Multiple gigabit Ethernet ports, even down to fiber nowadays. One of our key strong points is that we can work in extreme temperature ranges from -40 to 85 C. And this is where we shine compared to some of the other consumer boards out there. We use all very high temperature parts that's going to withstand that. The bottom point there, make versus buy, you know, we've been around since '98 and gone through several iterations of our design, and they just keep getting better and better. And we can build this system for you and allow you to come in and use a flexible system to put it into your product for a full integrated system. So our bread and butter family is this Laguna family of boards. Up in the corner you can see one of our smaller boards, the GW2382. It is very small. This board is based on the Cavium Icona processor, ARM processor. We're very flexible in our CPU options. Depending on your price requirements and performance needs, we can load anything from a 300 megahertz with very little, you know, changes on our part to make that choice for you. We offer about 6 form factors and different feature sets in this family. And as you can see, the smallest board is, you know, a mere 1.4 inches by 3.4 that has 1 mini PCI slot to our real popular 2388, which is a 4x6 with 4 mini PCI slots. Our RAM, you know, we're up at about 512, and we have our gigabit Ethernet and lots of expansion options for SATA, USB, and GPS. And so here's a quick slide showing you just a few of the family here. You know, you'll see the different form factors. Some have mini PCI Express versus just mini PCI. So depending on your radio requirements or what you need, we can choose the correct board for you. The bottom row is very popular because of its form factor. Very small, can fit into a lot of spots. And as you can see, just depending on the model, we have some with simple a meter interface versus going into USB devices that we can attach something like a USB webcam up to and even display the video off of that. And that's where the USB can really come in handy. Here's a small selection guide just comparing all the different products in the Laguna family. I won't be able to spend too long on this slide, but this selection guide is definitely available on our website under the product section, and that'll allow you to really take a look and see which board might fit your need, comparing them side to side. We also offer a few other options for our board, such as this expansion mezzanine. This is supporting the smaller form factor in our line. The big key on this board is it has an AC input that you can use, such as you know, large AC power on a power pole or whatnot. We also have some RS-485 and 232. They are opto-isolated to reduce interference and to definitely work properly. So we've thought all that through. We also have Zigbee available, and here you can see the one-wire DIO for like a temperature sensor from Dallas and Maxim. So these little expansion mezzanines really add value to the standard board and allow you to do a lot more I/O than you would with just the basic board. Our latest and newest family is the Ventana family, and this is our latest generation that we sat down and thought about where the market's going and what the market needs, and we came up with this. And it is quite a step up from the Laguna family. It will be released shortly to the market, and this time we decided to go with a Freescale IMX6 Cortex-A9 processor. This is a very popular processor, something more similar to what you may see in a tablet or whatnot. Again, just like the Laguna family, we have scalable CPU options depending on price and performance needs, all the way from your 1 gigahertz single core all the way up to a quad core to do some heavy video processing. In this line, we're going to offer 4 standard models. We do have the same small form factor with the 35 by 100 millimeter as the Laguna, and we are also going to go into a larger form factor to give us more mini PCI slots, with up to 6 mini PCI slots on the largest board. One of the strong points about this Ventana family is actually the new hardware video encode and decode. 1080p will run flawlessly on this, has the 2D and 3D graphics engine. We have lots of audio video with an HDMI in and out, your composite in and out, and LVDS out for some flat panels. We got a great demo running here in the office that we'll be releasing soon, hooked up to a nice little LCD screen. With the RAM here, we are supporting up to 2 gigabytes on the DDR3, so quite a large jump in RAM. We're obviously doing the standard gigabit Ethernet, and we still have our options for the mSATA, USB, and GPS. Here's a nice look of the Ventana family. Here you can just see kind of our form factor plans for this, and just think of it as the family grows as you add more mini PCI slots. So the 5100 can be just as powerful as the 5400. It does sometimes have less video and audio ports just because of the size, but the 5400 is the full-featured board with all the different audio-video inputs, as well as plenty of mini PCI slots for all your wireless radio needs. Here's another selection guide for the Ventana. Again, this is available on the website. You can see, though, on the 5400, there is quite a bit more audio video here. Everything is supporting a wide range of DC input voltage, nearly 8 to 48 or 8 to 60. And you can just go ahead and take a look at this on the website to allow you to best kind of see which board may fit your needs. Again, we are doing a lot of expansion modules and mezzanines for the Ventana. A lot of these are more to give greater availability in the amount of expansion ports. So you can see we have one expansion with 7 mini PCIe slots, also with SIM and USB on there. The SIM cards, for some of your cellular modems and whatnot. If you still need the mini PCI, which is not available on the Ventana, we can go ahead and add that expansion port, that 1682. And if you need a lot of gigabit Ethernet ports, we're looking at the 1683 expansion board. And if you're going to be starting to do an application with fiber, which is the latest and greatest, you're looking at that 1684. A lot of these, you may ask, why do we need 7 mini PCIe slots? There's just a lot of different applications where people are wanting to monitor every frequency out there, so 1 card per frequency for a lot of surveillance stuff. Also on a lot of wireless ISPs, you have a front haul, a back haul, and maybe a little local. So there's lots of things, if you just let your imagination run, of what you can do with so many PCIe slots. The fiber is becoming a lot bigger now. I think we're on the brink of all that technology to get us much higher speed networking. We also offer a wide range of support products. We have GPS on all of our boards as an option, and it allows you, to go ahead and do a lot of tracking depending on where the board is, and also be tracking vehicles such as the trains and planes and whatnot. GSM and CDMA is very valuable, allows you to have sometimes that network connectivity when you're away from a building in places that even a wireless signal may not be available. We have a few options for enclosures, just different things. We do have a very rugged outdoor die-cast one. It is IP67 rated. You can see it here in the bottom left corner, the gray one with the weatherproof ports on there. We also have a rack mount if you have a router application inside of a lab. The other key that we have is a low-cost development kit, and this is what you guys may be interested in, and this will allow you to get your development started quickly. It comes with all the supplies you're going to need, whether cable, power, a JTAG program, or whatnot. And on our development kits, we really try to, aid the customer here. We're only selling them for a little bit over cost. We're really not trying to price gouge on this thing. We just want to get these dev kits out to you and allow you to start playing around with the board. When you're ready to place an order for larger quantities, we can get there. But to get the development kit in your hand for only $80 over the regular board price, that's really quite a deal. And we're just interested in, giving you guys a chance to get it into your hands at a very low cost. So once you get your dev kit and you're starting to get a design going, we do offer a specials program, and this will allow you to create a special cost optimized board. You can end up selecting different connectors as well, your RAM and flash. We often will remove unused components when you guys are really trying to hit a special price point. Once you sign up with the special, we're going to offer long-term product consistency on that, meaning even 2 years down the road, if you still order that same exact board that you had ordered with us, we can still produce the same exact thing for you. And that becomes very valuable in a lot of applications. Often we'll load your software image that you guys have designated. This is going to save you guys much time when it gets to your house and your company to start working on it. It's already loaded, ready to go. And that can be custom to whatever you tell us you want loaded on there. We do stick with the same PCB though, so we're not able to really change the PCB, but we can do as much flexibility as we can sticking with the same PCB. And the key for this special program is it's for orders in 100 pieces or more. So a lot of the advantages that products. We have a great in-house engineers with great knowledge that have been working on this stuff for a long time. Our power supplies are very beefy, like I said. They can handle the large current required on those high power radios and very wide voltage input, that 8 to 48 or 8 to 60 on some boards. We do support PoE, passive and active, depending on the board. And as you can see, still our wide range of temperature. I want to emphasize we're rugged. We're not just a small, cheap board that, works, but we're really focused on being rugged and reliable. We're going to have long life availability. Over 5 years, we're still shipping some of the same boards for customers that they ordered 5 years ago, and they keep wanting more and more to avoid changes in their design. The high power radios are very important nowadays when you're trying to do long wireless links. We can support that depending on the radio that to your choosing, and that flexibility is very handy. We do have advanced power management. We can go ahead and shut down the board and still run actually with a small part we call the Gateworks system controller and be able to wake up. And that's running in the microamps when that is on standby. And then even when we do wake up, we are very low operational power. We even have very advanced features such as tamper detection with encryption key support. Say a board's in an enclosure on an Army UAV, the UAV crashes, gets in enemy hands. As soon as they open that case, it will go ahead and wipe out the encryption key based on the button press. So as you can see, we really have thought our product out and have a lot of unique advantages. Some more hardware watchdog, very important. Fan controller and some of those enclosure situations can really move that air and allow more cooling to happen. We have a lot of optional options for I/O connectors, depending on what you guys want to use. Backup flash, we can support. Also, you look at all the I/O options that are available between your RS-485, 232 I/O, I2C, SPI, very popular. LVDS and MIPI on the latest Ventana boards. HDMI is great for the video. Last point there on this slide is our board support package, or BSP. On most of our networking boards, we're running the Open WRT embedded Linux distribution. This is quite a stable open source Linux distro, and it has a lot of key features that you're going to need for a lot of networking applications. We have some applications with secondary support for the DDWRT and even something like StarOS if that interests you. So here's some links that I can show here. We have a really great wiki site that talks you through kind of getting started with their product, a lot of tips and tricks. Has a lot of pre-built images and firmware, how-to. It's really handy once you get a hold of a dev kit to visit this site. It's just at track.gateworks.com. We also have some mailing lists for developers that you can go ahead and ask questions and whatnot, but also feel free to reach out to us at support@gateworks.com. Any sales questions is just going to be sent to sales@gateworks.com. We have started a white paper program and have quite a few great white papers out on our site that you can read a little bit about some different applications and different things about the Gateworks product. Be sure to check those out on the website. And we do have an online store. If you do want to go ahead and order up a web kit, a dev kit or whatnot, it's just shop.gateworks.com. Feel free to browse around on there. We have a limited a set of accessories with, say, wireless radios, cables, and enclosures and whatnot. And you can also work with Microcom to order the Gateworks board depending on what you need. All right, and so what people tell us is Gateworks works. We're a very rugged company, very stable. We've been doing this for many years, and we're involved in a lot of really great applications out there, and it'd be great to see how we can work for you guys. And that's about it.
Okay, thank you for that, Ryan. A question came in on the GW16067.
Okay.
What's the wireless on that, or is it just an open PCI slot or a mini PCI slot?
The 1667, I believe, is an expansion module, I believe. So that doesn't have a wireless expansion allowed on that. That would just be the Mezzanine. So the board that it mates to has a mini PCIe on it, but this expansion Mezzanine will just mate with that board. So you still will have wireless connectivity on the main board, but this 1667 is just a Mezzanine. So the main board would be like a 2380 or 2382 is what you would mate this Mezzanine with, and the 2380 has that wireless PCIe on it. Yes, we are in early shipping stages, and if you see there, we're going to start shipping those in May off with our GW50400, and that's the full-featured board, but customers can go ahead and start developing on the 5400 even for the smaller form factors like the 5100. You know, we do have limited availability right now, but if people want to go ahead and start putting in their orders, hopefully we can ship out by late March or early April.
Okay, and then on those ones, are they all gigabit ports?
Yes, the Ventana is all gigabit.
Okay, and those are the only questions that I had come in there. Anyone else have any other questions? Okay, it doesn't look like it. So Ryan, thank you very much for your time on this. As well as anyone wants to refer back to this, this will be uploaded to Microcom's YouTube page. So you can go to YouTube and search for Microcom, and this will come up. You can also search under the Gateworks name on it, and it'll be tagged under that as well. So Ryan, thanks again for your time. And anyone else have any questions, you can contact sales@microcomtech.com, or you can contact your salesperson.